Hey folks, how you doing? Well, James Carville, the Democrat Southerner, he's been around for a long time, a big time liberal. He is now apparently he's a pundit. Been a talking head for ages now. He's getting pretty old, and I think he's famous because his wife is super conservative and he's super liberal, and they get along just great and whatever. That's how he talks. Anyway, so he is apparently horrified how many young black and Latino voters, Democrats, are losing to MAGA. So, shocker there because everybody's leaving the Democrats right now. This is why they're bringing tons of illegal aliens and criminals across the southern border right now. They're trying to fill the ranks. And because nobody likes their policies are horrifying. Criminal um, criminality is increased like tenfold. The southern border is a disaster area. We have some big problems, and who can doubt that the economy is tanking? It's terrible, and inflation is horrendous. So James Carville's like, oh my gosh, all these Democrat young black voters are leaving, and Latinos, and this is how he says it. He's like, Latinos and whatever brown colored people, and remember, this is a Democrat talking about these guys. So here you go.
I've been very vocal about this. It's horrifying. Our numbers among younger voters. I will go particularly younger blacks, younger Latinos, or whatever younger, I don't like the younger people, particularly males. We're not shedding them. They're leaving in the droves.
Yes, you are correct. They are leaving in droves for a good reason too. They see the light too. This is the problem with Democrats. They see colored, I'm serious. They see people of color, like they see black people, they see brown people as a monolith. They just see them as a monolith and a skin color. They don't see them as individuals who are unique and just like everybody, every other human on the face of the earth who has their own problems, jealousies, happy moments, stupid moments, makes mistakes, does decent things, all these things. They do not see people as individuals. They always have seen them as a collective. And when you've been running with that narrative for decades now, you've inculcated that mindset that groups are just defined by this or that, and they are not individuals. Because they've been playing identity politics so long, they see a black person and they're like, I wonder I should ask them about their blackness. How about you just ask them how their day is going? How about you just ask them, oh, yeah, how's your rent? Is it still expensive? I mean, but they see it as a monolith, and so they say stupid stuff, and then they're like, we're not shedding them. They're leaving in droves. Well, of course they are. So as it says here, we're going to bet this has nothing to do with what Carville said last week about the annoying preachy women on the left. Add to that what Biden did with Easter, and we're pretty sure Carville has a good reason to be scared, horrified even. So here we go, Latino voter. Yes, be afraid, be very afraid. We are coming back with a vengeance. Brian Dreyer says, it's the economy, stupid. Bill says, the grift is over, Dems are toast. Well, I hope so. But, of course, they're going to cheat massively, just like they did in the last election. And they are going to, they brought all these illegals in too, to ramp up criminality, anarcho-tyranny, and also to bring in, have these people vote, okay? Because everybody hates them. So if you're Democrat, you know that your policies are horrendous And so the only way to get people to vote for you is to pay them a bunch of money to do ballot harvesting, give them free phones, free food, free apartments, and free money, and then say, okay, here's the deal. The exchange is you got to vote for me, and we'll let you vote because we'll give you some fake IDs or something. Okay, or we just won't even bother in blue cities and blue states. Why would any woman? Gee, imagine young people of all races wanting to have a good life with a decent job and not be threatened with being drafted to fight a war in the Ukraine or Russia. Crazy, right? No wonder they're working so hard to convince women that abortion on demand is the only thing they should care about. That's all Democrats really have to offer. And that's sad. That's a super sad state of affairs. So let's look at the Citizen Free Press here on Twitter and see what some of the other comments may be. Okay, James. And man, he's getting old. Okay, so yes, elections should never be horrifying or the cause of fear. He caught Biden's stutter. OMG, Fire Marshal Bill is at it again, leaving us in droves. He does look like Fire Marshal Bill. Oh, that's pretty funny. Yeah. And somebody said, I don't vote, but there is no future for a current party's pattern, meaning everything is based on the moment and immediacy. There is no emphasis on human beings, like I said, human beings, the individual, or their nuances, and the human self-renewal and sustainable communities or sustainable civilization, only complete currency. Actually, that's a fantastic thing. Yeah, because you look at everything as a monolith. You look at a group of people as simply an object, okay? But you don't look at them with nuance at all. And that's how Democrats, especially these old fart Democrats like this, that's how they've always looked at groups of people. Doesn't matter, actually. It can be even white, because this isn't necessarily even it could be white. It could be, they'll just think all Christian whites, they do this. All blacks do this. But they never look at the nuances. And when you don't respect people's nuances, after so long, they start to get pissed off. They start to notice, and they're like, oh, you don't even care about me. Why would any man in his right mind choose to stay with the Democrats? The hack doesn't even know if he should call Latinos or Latinx. Yeah, I know, because he got the memo too. He's a Democrat pundit. So they probably told him, hey, you have to call them Latinx if you want to keep your job, or if you want to continue getting talking gigs on our shows or our news shows. And so he doesn't even know. And somebody says, is James still around? His wife may vote MAGA 24. Yeah, because she's always been known as a conservative. I don't know if she'll vote MAGA, but whatever. I guess Lyndon B. Johnson's boast was overestimated by about 40 years. Yeah, remember Lyndon B. Johnson. Now, the rumor is that he boasted after passing like some civil rights stuff and welfare and stuff. He says, this will keep the blank bad word black people, bad word for black people, in our pockets for the next 200 years. Okay, he's famous for that. Yes, James Carville, but did you ever consider that they're leaving in droves because people like yourself brought the party in the direction of where it is now? Exactly, touche. Yep. Sounds like rain, man. And deservedly so. Unfortunately, these same voters that shift to the right will be disappointed by the spineless GOP. It's time for a third party, and that is the people of America. Carville shocked to learn young people care about their country and their future. Gee, imagine young people of all races wanting to have a good life with a decent job and not be threatened with being drafted to fight a war in the Ukraine and Russia. Yeah, I think Gen Z, in spite of all the crazy problems that are going on there, they're probably going to be the quickest to switch now. Surprisingly, they will be, I think so, because they immediately are seeing the effects. As soon as they get out of college, like in my generation, you could get out of college, you could still get a decent job. No, they're getting out of college and they're not able to get a job. And their expectations have been just raised to astronomical levels. where they're expecting to get a certain salary right out of college. Some of them expect six-figure salaries, believe it or not. Now, not everybody, but some. And they're totally disappointed. And plus, they're not, it is true with the economy the way it is, they can't get a home. They can't even buy anything. They can barely afford rent. And now, am I saying that every single Gen Z person out there is going to struggle? No, but it seems like more and more there's going to be a massive amount of financial struggle. And that's when reality kicks in, when they see how much goes toward taxes. And their principles don't change, but as soon as they see their taxes, they start to open up their eyes. They start to be red-pilled. So one of the few, let's see, he's been poisoning the well for decades. Gollum is finally getting his, he's the one. He has pushed for these policies all of his career. He has made his career based on being a talking head pundit for the last 50 years, nearly. He's a smart dude, but he's also a fool. Just because you're smart doesn't mean you're actually, there's a cognitive dissonance between your smarts in theory and your ideas, and then how they play out in the real world. And that's his disconnect. Democrat policies, they can even sound okay with big words, with support of some sort of like academic paper or some scholarly articles. But in the real world, they don't play out. And these people are very separated from that too. They don't live in these areas where Democrat policies are actually enacted or not enacted. And that would be like the slums of Baltimore. James Carville doesn't live there. He doesn't see the daily effects of his policies or the policies that he's been pushing for so long. It's a bloodbath, James. As Cindy says, yes, they finally realized the plantation isn't for them, and the DNC war on men, they have had enough. Doesn't matter, here's the most important Democrat voter. Yeah, I'll sum that up right there. Why don't we just stop right there? Somebody says Carville sounds like an old plantation owner. I'm kind of with you on that one. So anyway, the most important Democrat voter is the printing machine right there, just printing without a person around. Here, we'll just vote for you. Okay, we'll get those Dominion machines to just vote for you. So anyway, thanks for watching, folks. Let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.